I, of course, am the King. Alongside me, as always, is the boss. Yo, Steve Jones 313.
Absolutely.
And as the bad is currently trying to attack my foot.
Yeah.
And we are here to bring you the glory that is episode
25
25
of season 2.
Of season 2, which means we're probably close to episode.
I think this is our it's probably our 60th or something like that.
Yeah, we're getting up there.
I can look it up.
We'll look it up later and put it underneath, in the description.
Yeah,
Don't look for it on the screen because we're too lazy to put shit on the screen.
Yeah.
Just look at the description.
But anyway, it is the maniacal Mark and the pedantic prick here to give you the rundown of what happened on Raw, NXT. Plus,
which means it can only be one thing. Total walkout.
Absolutely. And of course, we will also be giving you updates on ROH World Tournament, some Jips and Jab news from TNA, because remember fans. Plus, we'll be continuing our You Get It special segment where we are looking at the past SummerSlams, trying to work out which were the better ones, the first 12 or the second 12. And this week we'll be talking about 2008, 2009, 2010.
No,
07,
07,
08, and 09.
Yes.
Yes. And then we'll be answering your questions in hashtag FanCorner.
That is correct. So we might as well start with Monday Night Raw and WWE. Monday Night Raw, let's have a look. Let's think about what really happened on Monday Night Raw, boss.
Well, we opened up with the one half of the SummerSlam story, and that's Daniel Bryan.
That is correct. Daniel Bryan apparently needed... Pardon me. Get a bit of a hiccups here. So needed a bit of a corporate...
Even thinking about it makes you ill.
I believe it was a corporate makeover was what they called it.
So Stephanie McMahon comes out of the ring and decides, announces that they will reveal the new corporate Daniel Bryan, but not without a VT package first.
Of course a VT package, so we can see what exactly he went through.
He went through manicure, pedicure, and all jazz.
He got fitted for his suit correctly.
Yeah, won't forget his own bit tailored suit. He got his head tailed back. So when he appeared on the top of the arena, top of the ramp, when he appeared at the top of the arena, stage floor thing, ramp, that metal thing which people walk on. He looked, he had the suit on, he had his hair in a ponytail. So there'd be another jazz.
He did.
And Stephanie McMahon gave him the ring, and she left another jazz. And he was talking about how, asking the fans if they liked the look. And
no!
He said, sounds like you don't like the look.
No!
Well, neither do I, but I will do whatever I have to do to get to SummerSlam and achieve my destiny being the WWE Champion.
Because I am a wrestler.
Yeah. And he talked about how, he'll put up with it for now.
Remember this, kids.
Yeah, he'll put up with it for now. However, he gave us a little speech about his passion for wrestling. And he kind of think that he said.
He said he's a wrestler. If he was to get fired tomorrow, and it's happened in the past, he would go on to wrestle in gymnasiums, in auditoriums, in armories, around the world, in every little dive hole there would be, because he loves wrestling. But if his opponent for SummerSlam, John Cena, was to get fired tomorrow, even not fired, he would go back to his mansion in Tampa, which if you want to have a look at, for maybe a more closer look at, or to see what it actually looks like if you've never seen it before, watch this week's Total Divas.
Good episode. Yeah. It's doing well for itself.
Yes, it's doing quite well. And he will go back to his 20 cars, his millionaire lifestyle, and he will never wrestle again. That's why he will win a SummerSlam, because he is a better wrestler than John Cena. At this point, Mr. McMahon appears. All hail McMahon.
And Mr. McMahon approved of pretty much the new look, except there was one more thing that Daniel Bryan had to do to complete the makeover, and that was to shave that beard.
Yes, the beard was on the question, and what happened was an interesting scenario where Daniel Bryan was in the middle of the ring. Vince McMahon says, bring the chair out, and you're immediately going, oh shit.
Yeah.
They brought a chair out, and there was no barber, though.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Vince McMahon says maybe we should get someone out here who knows how to keep a beard well trimmed and groomed. And we hear, God save our queen. Boom!
Yeah, Wade Barrett is apparently his father or grandfather. His grandfather was an accomplished barber.
Or whatever they call it in England.
Yeah. You know,
a barber.
Yeah, I said we call it Ali Barber. And the 40 Thieves, you cunt, fucking dugger, whapping dick and spoon. I don't like it when people try to talk about the British.
I know you don't.
Cunts.
I know. This is Vince McMahon, though.
Just because
he is everywhere.
Just because we were kind enough to pretend that you kicked our ass. So you have your country.
We didn't want it.
Yeah, we did. We got sick of the tax bullshit. It was costing more to go over there and pick up the taxes.
And more importantly, you fucking kept throwing the tea in the river.
There's a waste of tea.
Yes, Wade Barrett came out and was going to shave Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan goes, wait. Can you leave this little middle part here, just here? And he points underneath his lip, almost like a sore patch.
Yeah.
He goes, can you leave just this little bit here, just here? Just please leave it. I'm going to shave your beard, mate. Yeah. You what? Comes forward and goes, just here, I'm a bit nervous. Gets closer, nuts him.
Yeah.
Puts him in his place, and then decides that he will shave Wade Barrett.
Well, over here, Wade Barrett actually tweeted about this. Of all the mockery sent my way since Monday's disastrous barber segment, Sweetie Job is undoubtedly my fave.
Yes, and then someone turned around and said, well, it was a close shave, and he goes, this is the kind of weak stuff that I've got to put up with.
Yeah.
So, and he's only got half a beard. I don't know if he's shaved it fully since, and more importantly, I don't like Wade when he's clean shaven.
Yeah, he has shaved, according to reports.
I don't like him clean shaven. No. It's weird to look back on his Nexus run when he's clean shaven.
He'll grow it back.
So, they'll probably make him keep it for like 2 or 3 months clean shaven so that it's a reminder. You know, so everyone knows. It'd
probably take a while to grow back to that anyway, so for a while it's just going to be...
Well, he did it with his injured anyway.
Yeah.
So, yes, this happens, and Daniel Bryan then leaves, goes to the top of the ramp, proceeds to take his shirt off, and says, John Cena says the champ is here. Well, and reveals a brand new t-shirt, never before seen anywhere in the world except on WWEstock.com and the emails they sent around the world on Monday morning. Mm-hmm. The brand new Daniel Bryan, the beard is here t-shirt.
Yeah.
That would have been a nice surprise.
Anyhow, this evolved later on when John Cena got to give his 2 biscuits. 2 biscuits?
It's 2 cents, 2 biscuits, 2 whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what... I don't think I got enough sleep last night.
It's 2 pence.
There's no recovery from my bullshit today, to be honest with you. I might just say whatever I like, but I think maybe it's a pizza.
Maybe. Anyway, John Cena gives his biscuits and gravy.
Nice save.
Fucking great, man. And decides to bore us all as if we were Festus.
However,
where he says, if I leave the WWE, I will never wrestle again because...
You haven't started yet.
Because to glorify this belt and to glorify wrestling anywhere else is a disgrace and an insult and blah, blah, blah. And basically turns around and says... That's like saying this is one of my favourite quotes from Cena a little bit, actually. That's like saying, well, he was really good in the AFL. In the WWE, it's the NFL, which means not for long if you keep glorifying your past.
Yeah.
And I have to believe I do side a little bit with Cena. I understand what he was saying, because in my eyes, if you're in the WWE, if you're working for the WWE, that should be where you stop. Don't sit there and turn around. Don't sit there and turn around and go, yeah, well, I was former, and I was former this champion, former that champion. Mention it in commentary if you want. It means that they've got a reputation somewhere along.
It's something before you get the big one.
Yeah, but don't sit there and turn around and it's what our co-host used to say. Our former co-host used to say all the time. It doesn't mean shit if it's not in a big company or a big company.
Although in John Cena terms, what we're saying is WWE is the big company.
It's the only company that matters.
So anything less than that to glorify is to insult the grandeur that is WWE. But the thing is, as a mark, I was there going, you motherfucker.
Because obviously we like watching wrestling from around the world, and more importantly, we like watching wrestling from other places that's not the WWE.
Although the fans are getting smarter, which is, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
That's
but when he
always
was,
a bad thing.
There's a point where he goes, and the fact that, some boomy like they are right now, it really goes silent.
Yeah.
And he says, if you can't hear that on TV, they're saying you can't wrestle. It was like,
yes,
wow.
It was everything, and he turned around, and from what I'm hearing is that the microphone was cut as well when he went to put it out to the crowd to quiet it down a little bit. So it wasn't as over as it usually is, because Cena gets wrong for doing that, because they're trying to say, no, John, we know what you're trying to do, but what we're trying to do is to make you the wholesome boy. You're a poster boy. Don't be saying, yeah, people hate me.
The thing is, though, Cena's being smart about it by saying, well, look, you can't change their opinion like that.
No, he says, I've said it for 6 months. I've said it for the last 6 months. Our time is now, and after SummerSlam, the champ is here. And it gives the whole, you can't see me, and that's when you'd expect this to end. But no, we have to go through... I hear voices in my head.
They counsel me, they understand,
they talk to me.
Randy Orton comes out.
Eventually.
And
honestly, God, Randy Orton learned from the Undertaker how to walk through a fucking ring, didn't he?
And to John Cena says, it doesn't matter who walks out of SummerSlam as the WWE Championship, which it would, because all of a sudden one is transmogrified into a belt, Randy. But failing that, it's like, it doesn't matter what's happening, because at the end of the day, Randy Orton will cash in and will become the WWE champion. Is the basically long and short of it.
And when he picks, so at the end of it, he decides to grab the money in the bank in his hand, lift it up, and go. Because in actual fact, John, the champ is here.
Yeah,
nice little touch.
Randy sometimes just isn't with it when it comes to promos.
What do you mean sometimes?
Like, the other thing he said was, always aware of the target on your back. Always aware of the target on your back, but never of the target looking you in the face. And it's like, Randy? Calling yourself the target doesn't necessarily work.
It doesn't mean what you think it means.
Yeah. You use that word. I don't think it means what you think it means. But yes. So now this evolved. This escalated.
Sierra Hotel Indigo Echo Lima Delta Shield.
Believe.
Fuck Fuck off with that chin of yours.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout at me. Just don't give me that chin.
But I like the jaw. Believe in the jaw. Yeah, believe in everything. You got to believe in the Shield. Believe in Bray Wyatt.
We'll go into him.
Yeah.
Yes. Shield come down and they go to attack
Randy Orton
and John Cena, and I believe what we figured was going to be, well, if you're smart, you'd leave them, and then no, Daniel Bryan comes out.
Daniel Bryan did the right thing.
Fucking right thing.
Right thing morally, not right thing strategically.
Yes. And Brad Maddox comes out, and which caused a little argument between me and Boss.
In fairness, I have no problem with the decision itself. My problem is, Brad Maddox, as everyone knows, greatest GM of our time, some people are saying.
Maddox.
Yeah. That, basically, alright, you 6 want to fight, your guys will fight, main event, it's going to be 6-man tag. No problem with that decision, except when in comparison to Vicky Guerrero, all Vicky Guerrero did was make matches based on shit that was already happening. A fight broke out, alright, fine, you're in a match. So it's fine when Maddox is because of the whole face, It's like, I'm a cute boy that wears, all this shit, tight clothing, so it's fine for me to do it. But Vicky Guerrero, that looks like a fucking horse died. No, she can't get away with shit. I'm just saying.
A little bit like a bulldog chewing a wasp.
Yeah. I'm just saying, Vicky Guerrero, she ain't what I exactly call pretty, but she did her job well. But no, apparently. I mean, obviously, Vicky's not the greatest GM of all time. Now it's Maddox. If we've got to go with who the greatest GM of all time was, it's going to be Eric Bischoff. Just saying.
Longevity.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, I know, I've got a problem with that decision itself. It's
so he made, and what was the decision?
The decision was a 6-man tag match between The Shield versus John Cena, Daniel Bryan, and Randy Orton.
There we go. At the end so we end. This is the main event of the night.
Yeah. Well, however, before we go to the main event, this does have a separate branch starting from the segment at the beginning. Would you like to explain to the ladies and gentlemen what occurred? Which, when I watched it, started off with me getting very, very angry, then me very, very curious, and then me clapping my hands like a retarded schoolboy.
As we mentioned at the beginning of the show, Vince McMahon interrupted the segment that involved D. Bry.
Yeah.
Now, the person responsible for Daniel Bryan's makeover was
Stephanie McMahon.
Now, cue Triple H on the phone backstage saying, I don't care what it is, just do your job. And Boss had just said, well, Kofi just won, so someone has.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kofi Kingston returned.
Yeah.
New attire, what to do?
He wears pants.
He's got long pants on now. Tights.
Yeah, well, they look like pants to me.
So they're more like old school, like Triple tights.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they looked a lot like Rey Mysterio-esque.
No, they're more Ben Wee.
Oh.
More Ben Wee kind of Eddie Guerrero style. Like the long tight.
Okay. Like Jericho-esque?
Yeah, very Jericho-esque. Because he's got the...
all three, basically.
Yeah, the all three Jericho, because he's got the underpart as well.
Yeah.
Where the colour changes, You see the stretch, basically. Anyway, Stephanie McMahon.
Speaking of people who should wear tight clothing, Stephanie McMahon was...
Stephanie McMahon enters the room and is crying, visibly upset, which cues Angry Boss. After asking what's up, the nutshell of it is that Vince McMahon bit her head off and said that it was an embarrassment to Daniel Bryan and he was upset because he wouldn't shave and didn't change his look that much.
Well, it was the fact that you know how vindictive my dad can be. So obviously he went a lot further than just screaming. Yes. It was like completely, personal attacks.
And cue the game.
Well, it wasn't.
It was a slow build.
Basically, Triple H got angrier and angrier, and he dropped the bass.
Yes, and what happens is he says, you know what? I'm going to say what everyone's been pussyfooting around about.
Yeah.
He's gone. He's lost it. The great creative genius, Vince McMahon, has gone. He's no one that got it. He's not... What's he going to do? He got embarrassed because he wouldn't shave his beard. What's he going to do? Throw SummerSlam away? Because he sure as hell isn't going to help Cena. And then he turns around and says, and you know what? I don't know what he's going to do, but I'm going to stop him. I'm not going to watch this ship go down.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Stephanie.
That's it.
Thank you. I don't know what he's going to do, but I'm going to stop him. And he drops the bass on the last few sentences.
Stop him.
And one of Boss's all-time favourite moments is when Triple H says, I truly see you for what you are, and that is...
a no-lying bitch!
Yes. So Boss had a little shot of adrenaline, should I say? Bit of excitement when Triple H drops the bass.
When Triple H drops the bass, you know shit done.
Exactly.
That's it. It's gloves are... Some people use the gloves are off. Some people looking at the Austin laughing, then suddenly frowning. Some people saw The Rock stalking. For me, it's when Triple H drops the bass. That's when I go, we're done.
So Triple H is Skrillex.
Yeah. Now the other
main event. Main event is a nothing match. It's a throwaway match, basically a good six-man tag, and it ends up with a DQ win for the faces when the Shield all jump to stop the match. After everyone makes the save for the faces, Randy Orton RKO's both John Cena and Daniel Bryan, Bryan first, and then looks as if he's going to cash in, much to JBL's excitement.
Yeah.
Now, he doesn't cash in because the Shield then come in and stop him from cashing in, beat up John Cena, throw him out the ring, beat up Randy Orton, beat up Daniel Bryan, and as they beat up Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton walks away.
As he did.
That's how Raw ends.
But the other major storyline, CM Punk.
Oh, if you want to get on fire for SummerSlam, I don't give a fuck if you're excited to see the GOAT face himself, Daniel Bryan versus John Cena. You have to be excited to see the best in the world versus the Beast incarnate.
Now, He was being interviewed by Josh Matthews.
This was no. Let's look at announcers. That's afterwards. You've got CM Punk versus Curtis Axel.
Who's being interviewed by Josh Matthews.
I don't even remember that part.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar was interviewed by Renee Young.
That's right, because I felt bad for Renee.
Yeah. Josh Matthews is interviewing CM Punk.
I like Renee.
He said, how do you feel about facing Curtis Axel? He says,
that's right, yeah.
Curtis Axel. I said, I want to talk about his father. And of course, possibly one of the greatest matches of all time, Bobby the Brain Heenan. You see, no matter what they did, Mr. Perfect, even if Bobby the Brain Heenan wasn't there, Mr. Perfect had a mind of his own. And that seems to be where Curtis Axel has moved away from his father. You see, because now that he's under the tutelage of Paul Heyman, he has that issue, and that's not my problem anymore. You see, there'd be many a time that lying sack or whatever, would get me into fights that I didn't.
But quite frankly, weren't mine.
Yeah. But now that's not my problem.
Yeah.
And then he says, well, that leads me on to ask you about, Brock Lesnar. He says, basically, at SummerSlam, the Beast is going to get neutered.
Yes, he did, which was a nice line, and I remember now. We get to the match, Curtis Axel versus CM Punk. A good little match, which inevitably ends with CM Punk getting transfixed on Paul Heyman.
Drags him into the ring.
Is about to beat the living daylights out of him when...
The
Beast is here.
Well, it was Brock actually speeded up his intro, but still did it.
Yeah, still the walk, and then the hype, and then went to the ring.
Brock Lesnar, legit fighter, right? You know what he doesn't do? Blow his fucking knuckles before fighting.
Yes, I know.
But anyway, so he goes with it. Now, Curtis...
I don't think today we've got time for a rant about knuckles, mate.
But as a joke, so CM Punk is there waiting for Brock to get in. Curtis Axel gets involved. So they go outside of the ring, near the announcer table side. CM Punk GDS like Curtis Axel. Now CM Punk quickly goes to grab a chair, grabs the chair, turns around to goes to twat Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar grabs the chair, throws away, and then they just start fighting. A couple of good shots, an attempted F5.
Was reversed.
Yeah, he was reversed by pushing him into the steps.
Knox gets the Beast down with a kick to the head.
It took 3 shots to the head to do it, but he got it. And then, of course, it was just...
Then he gets caught.
Yeah.
And the Beast, Brock Lesnar, shows some skill we haven't seen since 2002, where he with an overhead belly suplex onto the floor, and Punk just rolls through as if it's fucking nothing, mind you, and sells it perfectly.
Yeah.
Then Brock grabs the chair.
Yeah.
Brock grabs the chair, and Punk reverses it. Gets out of the way. Knocks him down. Chair's on the ground, picks it up. BANG!
Yeah.
To the back, to the Beast's back, and then you see Paulie in the corner. Oh no! Oh no! Because they go from Paulie to Punk, who's looking at Paulie going, "You son of a bitch." Walks towards him, just grabs him, is about to do damage when the Beast is back up.
Picks him up.
F5!
And CM Punk is left flat out in the ring. Go to the back.
No.
What?
Paulie.
Oh, yes.
Brock hurt him.
Yeah, I forgot about that bit.
Hurt him, Brock. 5 chair shots I counted. May have been more. Bear in mind, this isn't 5 chair shots, off Santino Marella.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually a person who can't throw a chair shot to save their life, Hulk Hogan.
So
this is the Beast incarnate. The big thing.
The Pain.
The Pain.
Off
the hook.
Former UFC Undisputed Champion.
Heavyweight champion. Former champion.
3-time WWE champion.
Yes. King of the Ring.
Yeah.
But more importantly, a Viking reborn.
Mm-hmm.
The Minnesota Mountain grabs a hold of the chair and springs it over the top of his head and down
I will say,
onto the back of Punk.
Speaking outside of storyline, Brock looks more engaged and more focused and athletically tuned to this
I think he's
than
really
I've seen him before.
I think he's really getting this one. He's feeling this one.
Yeah.
I think he can feel the big money in this one. That's why. What's really great about this is that he did hurt him. I want to know how the hell he hurt him, because CM Punk, it was reported on WWE.com, received 4 stitches to his chin.
Yeah, if you watch the bit, it was probably after it was all the shenanigans before Punk got the chair, because when he's looking at Paul Lee, he's got the cut under his chin.
Yeah, he's 4 shots to the chin. Now, we shoot to backstage.
Yes.
Miss Renee Young is looking terrified for her life when she's surrounded. But also, though, awesome shot. The opening shot of Renee, and it pulls back, and it's Heyman and his guys.
Yeah.
I love that shot of just... Because Axel doesn't say a word throughout the whole segment. He just stands in the back, rubbing his chin, his head in the GTS, holding his IC belt, and he's over the shoulder of Paulie. On the other side of Renee is Brock. And you're just going, that looks like a formidable unit.
Yeah.
I would love to see Brock come back full-time and be a tag team champion with Curtis Axel. It'd be amazing. But it won't happen because Brock Lesnar, A, is not a full-time wrestler, and B, cannot now be relegated to tag team wrestling. It's just the way it works. He's too much of a name. He's a marquee name. But, anyway, moving on from the geek's imaginary diatribe. Yes, I used the word diatribe. No, stop laughing. Thank you. Brock Lesnar says, so that's the best of the best of the best of the best in the world. That's the best on the planet. That's the best that this universe has to offer me. I'm the beast and the best in the world. And that's how he would finish it usually.
Yeah.
Except he's been watching old Legion of Doom Road Warrior videos and want to go, tell him, Paul. Instead, he throws it back with, Paul, say something stupid.
Which is an interesting...
And I just giggled.
Yeah.
I couldn't help myself, because that to me made me think, yes, he listens to Paulie, but he thinks everything Paulie says to hype a matchup is stupid, because you could probably just set it with, Brock should have killed him.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting little throwback, and Paul Heyman is thrown over.
Hey, Bobby.
Boss.
Heyman, get your fucking face out of Renee's face.
Your boss.
Yeah.
Say something stupid.
Paul Heyman basically talks about that he is done. But he's had enough of this bullshit. And he says, CM Punk may not even make it to SummerSlam, because he is throwing down the challenge. It's because next week, he's going to go down that ring. And he's not going to be with Curtis Axel. And it's not going to be Brock Lesnar. But what he's doing is throwing down a challenge. If CM Punk has the balls to face him man to man, it will be CM Punk versus Paul Heyman next week on Raw.
And funny enough, it was accepted by CM Punk. So on Raw, you will have CM Punk versus Paul Heyman 6 days before it's the best versus the beast. Now, I don't know about you, boss, but I'm more hyped for this than I am for the WWE title match. Mm-hmm. But that is me being very biased towards Paul Heyman and CM Punk. I am very hyped up for the WWE title match. I think it's going to be a great match. Yeah. And it's in a really good way of building it up.
Isn't there another title?
Yeah, there's a World Heavyweight match. Christian versus Alberto Del Rio.
Well, Alberto Del Rio did something horrible.
Oh yeah, Alberto Del Rio, he beat up Ricardo Rodriguez and then kicked him in the head. He wrestled?
No. Alberto Del Rio didn't beat up Ricardo Rodriguez, right?
Okay, he massacred him.
There you go.
Yes, basically, Ricardo, that silver bucket that Ricardo brings to the ring, he placed it in the corner of the ring, ironically enough, in between the turnbuckles, and used it so that Alberto, placed it so Alberto could throw RVD, who Alberto's opponent was, head first into it. RVD reversed it and threw Alberto head first, and then got the roll-up win. Alberto thought this was Ricardo's fault, grabbed the bucket, and smashed it repeatedly all over Ricardo. Then drags him outside and puts his head between the steel post and the steel stairs, and then takes a running drop kick into the steel steps. essentially breaking and crushing anything that Ricardo had in between the ring and the stairs. So, his head.
Yeah.
This is basically a way for Ricardo to get even more heat.
Yeah.
And, Alberto. And a way for Ricardo to get punished again, even though he's just come off suspension.
Although, fairness, you said they might be wanting to wrestle more.
Yes, I have heard that they want him to wrestling more as well. Cody Rhodes brought out the briefcase.
Yeah.
That was in the Gulf of Mexico. That led to a little confrontation between him and Sandow, and it was confirmed at SummerSlam it would be Sandow versus Rhodes.
Yeah.
Other than that, a new match was announced when the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, was back on TV.
Well, they took on the Tons of Funk.
Yep. Not the Funkadactyls.
Yeah, well, they're not part of the Tons of Funk.
Tell Cameron.
Okay, Cameron, you're not part of the Tons of Funk.
You're the Funkadactyls.
You're welcome.
When the Wyatt family went on with Tons of Funk, they beat Tons of Funk to the point, well, we'll just beat them, basically.
Yeah.
To the point of beating them. This was then followed up by...
Kane's promo.
Wyatt did a promo.
Wyatt promo. Yeah.
It said, he did his usual shtick. He said, Kane, follow the buzzards.
Yeah.
At which point, Kane did a promo and went, it's hard to follow buzzards when you pluck the wings off of them for fun.
You go around hurting people, and I like that. But while you do it to spread your cryptic message, I do it for the sheer pleasure. And no one does the devil's work better than the devil's favorite demon. And the question is, so the fact is, you will not be able to run, you'll not be able to hide.
Your family won't be able to save you.
Yeah. When you are surrounded by a ring of fire.
I go down, down, down in a burning ring of fire. When the age gets high.
You do need Johnny Cage there.
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cage. You need Johnny Cage as well. Johnny Cage versus The Rock.
Go down, down, down in a burning ring of fire. Flames burns when the flames they get higher.
So basically it's an Inferno match, right?
It's an Inferno match without the Inferno aspect.
PG!
Basically, they don't want someone getting burned.
Yeah.
Because the Kane and Bray Wyatt is not MVP. They're both valuable.
Yeah. No
offense to MVP. I like you.
And let's face it, Bray Wyatt's beard might get caught.
But I'm worried about Bray Wyatt's hair. Kane's is a wig.
Yeah.
But my favorite part of the whole thing was when the Kane's pyro went off. You saw both Harper and Rowan grab a hold of the fucking beards.
Yeah, they were both scared. They were both quite scared about it.
Yes,
not Wyatt.
Wyatt was on his knees, happy as joy. If you're wondering why we're skipping over this, is because it was only one segment, and as much as I love the Wyatt family, it wasn't really
this one was a
breakthrough. It was kind of like we expect this now.
To be honest with you, it was too cryptic.
Yeah, there wasn't anything that you could divulge from it.
Yeah. However, the only other thing of note was the Dolph Ziggler thing.
Yes.
Nothing was really progressive other than it was Dolph versus Biggie. Now, there's been a rule sanctioned where Biggie cannot accompany AJ Lee to her matches because that's unfair, but AJ Lee can accompany Biggie to his matches.
I believe it's because AJ has a manager's license.
Right. So...
Yes, WWE are now willingly bringing up manager's licenses again.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
But basically, Caitlyn comes down the ring when AJ tries to get involved. The fight gets into the ring. The referee gets the Divas out of the ring, rather than just stopping the match, which I think is a good call because there was no disqualification. There's nothing there to be disqualified for. No one was touching the two opponents.
Yes, Big E takes advantage of this and hits the big ending.
It was a big ending, and then hit the.
He hits the E train and then hits the big ending.
Yeah.
And then wins the match.
Wins the match, yeah, exactly.
This led to a kind of weird scenario because Tumblr kind of think that these two are now going to be paired up, and I've foretold this since the start of the breakup. I foretold it was me, Caitlyn, and Big.
Yep.
I believe I called this match to happen.
Yep.
It's not been announced as official, but I would say it's some way going to be announced either on SmackDown or on Raw that it will be the mixed tag team match you suspect it would be.
Storyline wise, nothing else happened.
Yes.
Some matches.
How about let me run you down for what else we missed, just in case you are that interested.
They got Dirty.com. Fuck off.
Cody Rhodes Mark Henry defeated Ryback via count out. Layla defeated Caitlyn after the whole Layla turned Poison Ivy to AJ's Harley Quinn.
I can't believe people care.
They actually do.
That's the thing, because
it involves AJ and Caitlyn.
I know, Layla, there's talent. I'm just looking at going, really, that is accomplished nothing.
It turned a heel, and it's given us actual heel apart from AJ now. Christian defeated Heath Slater. That accomplished fuck all. And Kofi Kingston, like we mentioned before, returns to face Fandango. Oh, and the Real Americans defeated the Usos, getting all the Usos momentum. So you even killed my sentence. But what's interesting about this is that it looks, the way they've done that is that it can then build up a tag division. NXT!
I was going to quickly run through SummerSlam.
Oh, well, we'll do SummerSlam afterwards.
Okay.
Makes sense. We can do a segue into
NXT was a major disappointment. For
you, it was.
US title match was great.
Yep, Ambrose versus Neville.
Obviously, we knew how it was going to end in terms of who was going to win.
Yes,
it was so cool. For a
moment he had it.
For a moment, you were like, "Oh my god, he's going to win," and he should have won.
He should have, but it was a disqualification.
Yep.
When the Shield came down after the Red Arrow, which is his corkscrew shooting senton, formerly known as British Airways.
Pretty much every other match couldn't give a shit about.
The Shield came down, and the mate to save was Corey Graves and Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
And next week it will be the Shield versus Graves, Neville, and Woods, which is awesome for me because Woods is my favourite new wrestler. Even though he's not new, I watched him in TNA when he was consecrated to Creed, but it's nice to see a different style of him. He's more of himself, shall we say.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Plus, on his tights, he has over 9,000.
That's pretty cool.
Over 9,000 on one side, and Woods on the other side. His finish is called Out of the Woods as well. You've got that. What else is there? I was thinking. They had the dance battle between Emma and Summer Rae, which was always going to be as bad as we said it was going to be. But Boss was like, no, she's pretty to look at. And then she danced, and he went, oh, fucking hell.
Right. When it comes to pseudo dancing, Summer is pretty good. She can make it look like she knows something. She's not
Eva Marie.
Yeah. She's not Eva Marie. So,
yeah, I've got a background in dance. No, you haven't. No, I haven't.
Yeah.
Emma won the dance battle thanks to the fans, and then was attacked by Summer Rae. So next week on NXT, it will be the first ever defense of the NXT Women's Championship, where England's own Anti Diva.
Yeah.
That's not Anti-A-U-N-T-I-E. That's Anti as in A-N-T-I. Because when I say Anti, it sounds like Unti. Like, you know.
How long ago was the 61 that spelling bee championship?
I don't know.
No.
I think I've got to go defend it next week.
Oh dear.
Fuck.
Well, if it was like diatribe, it'd be fine.
I can't spell the fucker.
I just say it. I didn't spell it.
Who fucking spells the long words? Against Summer Rae.
Yes.
And also next week, as we saw the backstage moment, will be Scott Dawson along with Sylvester LaFour.
Yeah.
Taking on Mason Ryan, and accompanying in the best seats in the house, Enzo Amore and Big Cass, because Mason Ryan is SAWFT soft. Love that guy. It's fucking great. If you don't like Enzo Amore, Ray, there's something wrong with you. Come on, say it.
It's not Amore. There's not an accent on the A.
Well, maybe the graphic hasn't worked out how to do that yet.
You choose a different font.
Well, they can't change the font.
They
change the name. He's a mole.
It's not the mole, but not the accent.
Because they're soft.
Yes.
Which is, and this is fucking hilarious. Fresh lines as well on his hair.
Oh,
and the main event was Bo Dallas versus Leo Kruger, which
good match.
I got into.
But unfortunately,
Bo won.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Hey, Bo Dallas.
And Boss will attest. I may have said some nasty things towards Bo Dallas during the match.
Yeah, that's nasty. Right? And then there's kind of stuff that even the most horrible of people would go, "Whoa, dude, stay on." There are people who hate Justin Bieber who like Justin Bieber more than you like. You know about that.
Just because I shouted break his arm when he put on the EV3.
Which is a great submission to do.
Yeah. Just because I shouted snap it, just snap it. Put this on Brett Runner for crying out loud. And when he hit, and I kicked off when he kicked out the Kruger slice.
Yes.
Doesn't mean anything. I kicked off when he locked in a submission, when Bo locked in that submission move, which is a good submission move.
It is.
I just don't like Bo. I also like the fact that it's the first time I've ever seen a wrestler, in I'd say a long time, I'm not ever, long, but in a long time at least, not try and stop themselves from submitting and showing pain by biting their fist, which is what Leo did. You know, he was in that much pain, he bit his fist to try and get through it. If I can deliver more pain to myself, maybe, you know. It's the Ken Shamrock thing of, it's the Ken Shamrock, I'm going to knock myself out when I'm in this mode. Sorry, the Mankind, man will claw to himself so he passes out rather than taps out to the ankle lock. That's why Ken Shamrock came to mess. So it is a weird one. It was a very good. That's the problem with Bo. Bo has a great gimmick of he's this obnoxious prick.
Yeah.
But he's not being obnoxious. He just thinks he's being nice. This whole thing of, well, when he was asked about Antonio Cesaro, Antonio's a good kid. He's got a good future, but he's not me. Sammy's saying, yeah, Sammy's a newcomer. It's probably his fault I lost last week. But he's a good kid. He'll learn. It's also been set up for Sammy to be his next challenger.
I'm just saying, though, when you turn around and call Antonio Cesaro a kid...
And, of course, how does he stop the end of his promos?
No.
You know, he's Bo Dallas.
No.
He's got his Bo levers.
Nope.
So what's he saying?
Nope.
Don't stop. Oh, you go! I'm sorry! Believe. I will destroy you! Stop it now before I hit you!
Stop singing that song.
Okay, I will.
You will stop?
No! Don't stop believing. Ow! Son of a bitch! Sit your big down! That's how he ends the promo. I forgot to tell the people.
You have to sing it.
Don't stop believing.
Stop it!
Yes, and Bo Dallas proved once again to his believers.
Shut up!
If you believe, anything is possible.
I will kill him.
Believe.
Let me rain a fire upon his house.
Yes. Next, it's apparently it's been said that the next challenger for Bo Dallas will be Sami Zayn. So you don't have to believe anymore. You'll just have to, I don't know. Ole. So SummerSlam is set up like this. Currently, the current card from official WWE.com is Cody Rhodes versus Damien Sandow.
Yeah, Kane versus Bray Wyatt
in a Ring of Fire.
The World Heavyweight Championship was defended. Alberto Del Rio defending against Captain Charisma Christian.
CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar, the best versus the Beast.
Yep, and there's a vote going on at the moment for that one.
77% in the favour of CM Punk. I voted in favour of Punk.
And of course, the main event, WWE Championship, John Cena versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship.
Yes, this vote is also online. 68% for Cena. I myself voted for Bryan.
Same here.
Now,
the question is, will Randy Orton cash in his Money in the Bank after the match?
And WWE have that poll up. They ask, when do you think Orton will cash in? Before SummerSlam, during SummerSlam, or after SummerSlam? I myself voted during.
I said during as well.
And 66% in the favour of before SummerSlam. They think he'll do it before on Raw.
Yeah, so that'll be something.
It's interesting.
I don't think it will.
Yes.
But...
And the other WWE.com poll is, who would you like to see running WWE?
Your choices were Mr. McMahon, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, Brad Maddox, or other. Add your comments below on the WWE.com website.
And the vote is in favour of?
Mr. McMahon, 47%. Now, I voted Triple H.
It's not just in favour of Vince McMahon, though. Tying Vince McMahon on 47% is Brad Maddox. The Braddocks are in the building, baby. You're a Braddock. I'm
not a Braddock.
Everyone's a Braddock.
I am not a Braddock.
Some of the other comments are freaking hilarious. It should be DX.
No.
Rock because he is Rock.
No.
Cena because he's next because he delivered patient.
Yeah, English please.
To be fair, I think he's foreign.
Probably. Fair enough.
Yes. I don't care who it is as long as he or she is willing to give our dream match of CM Punk versus Stone Cold at WrestleMania 30.
Don't have the money.
Shawn Michaels.
No.
Shane McMahon.
Yes, I would love it.
Lots and lots and lots of Stone Colds.
Nope.
Paul Heyman's, AJ's, Vicky Guerrero's, even a Kevin Nash.
No. Give it Kevin Nash, it'll just be fucking, we'll best get, guess at Goldberg here and we'll get Big Show and
lots of Shane
Mason Ryan will be your WWE champion within a year.
Lots of Shane McMahons as well.
Yeah.
John Laurinaitis.
Fuck you.
Natalia,
now that would be interesting, but I don't think I'm going to get there.
Undertaker.
No.
Cena's, lots of Cena's.
Fuck you with your Cena's.
Captain Charisma.
No, there's no logic to it.
Mick Foley.
Now that I can see the logic in.
Edge.
No, well, it'd be interesting, but
there's a few edges.
As a GM, that's one thing, but as leader of the WWE, no.
There's a few edges here. And like we said, that seems to be generally the ones they're going with.
Anyway, should we update people on the ROH World Tournament bracket?
Yes, before we jump to You Gotta Watch.
Quick TNA news. Kurt Angle's in rehab.
Yes, Kurt Angle's in rehab for after a DUI, this second or third fourth DUI, which is driving under influence. If for those who don't know, this probably won't stop him from appearing on TV as he's a big part of the main event Mafia and what they've got planned for Rampage and Ortiz.
Written them out.
Have they?
Yeah. They're rewriting they're trying to replace him for the pay-per-view match, but don't know.
Well, for the match on main event, also this next Thursday's Impact.
Yeah, he's not going to be on TV because he's in rehab.
Oh, he's actually in.
Yeah, he's in.
All right. Okay.
Oh, by the way, it's Serge's birthday today.
What do you fucking do?
Yeah. Today, Dixie Carter wished him happy birthday on Twitter. Apparently, it's newsworthy, so yeah. Yeah.
Also, Magnus is now down to 39 points rather than 49. It's still leading the BFG series, but it's now closer as Joe in second place. That's on 26.
Yeah.
Hardy and Anderson are now on 24. Daniel's on 23. Styles on Aries on 22 and Styles on 21. I think maybe. I think that's how what it is.
Line, Magnus is number 1, so Joe's catching up.
Yeah, I would expect to see it being Bobby Roode before the end of the summer and before the end of the Bound for Glory series. But we'll soon find out because that the end of that is coming up in about a month, I think. Ring of Honor World Title Tournament. Now, last week we mentioned the matches that were taking place were Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt. Lethal won that and then advanced to the next pay-per-view, next match. Tommaso Ciampa versus Silas Young. I rightfully predicted that the Sicilian Psychopath will take out the Gentleman of Professional Wrestling.
Yeah.
BJ Whitmer versus Michael Bennett. Now, we'll talk about this match in a bit more detail in just a second. Carl Anderson versus ACH. I predicted that Carl Anderson would go through. I wasn't entirely sure about that one, but Anderson did go through. The machine gun did go through. Paul London versus Michael Elgin. I said Elgin was going to kill London, and he probably did. Matt Taven versus Roderick.
He won with the Temple Bomb.
Ooh, nasty.
And kicked the back of the head, I think.
Okay. A kick to the head?
Yeah, afterwards.
Oh, that's nice, man. Matt Taven was defeated by Roderick Strong. And Brian Kendrick may have been a founding father of Ring of Honor, but he just met the current father of Ring of Honor in Kill Steen Kill, Fight Steen Fight, Mr. Wrestling, and Zoo Enthusiast. I mean, like, this guy loves zoos.
Yeah.
No, you don't care for them.
Yeah.
This guy goes, like, he organized to go with Coca Cabana to Sydney Zoo when they were over there.
Yeah.
Colt Cabana fought like 11 o'clock. It opens at 9, you go at 11. Kevin Steen was ready to go at 7:30 and was itching. Like, he went before Colt, came back, got Colt, and went again. He's like, he loves Zeus.
Well, basically...
and Kevin Steen was the man.
Basically, Brian Kendrick's the founding father, but Kevin Steen's your daddy.
Yes. Now, the Bennett-Whitmer match saw a tragic thing happen. A nasty injury to BJ Whitmer. During the spot that would involve a pile driver to the ring apron, the edge of the apron, Whitmer was slightly too low and got a severe spinal injury. Now he's been released from hospital, and I believe the diagnosis is good, basically.
Yeah.
Everything seems to be in the right place.
He can walk, he can talk.
He can move. He has full mobility.
And he also has probably stated that it wasn't
Bennett's fault
at all.
It was just a thing that happened.
Yeah.
It's a spot that can go wrong, and it went wrong this time.
Yeah.
Now, this left the match kind of in limbo because there was no finish.
Yeah.
Maria Kanellis,
Michael
Bennett and his fiancée and the first lady of Ring of Honor, so professional wrestling, decided that she would take the case to Ring of Honor matchmaker Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah.
McGuinness, her case was Whitmer should not go through because Bennett was the last man standing. Now, after much consideration, Nigel McGuinness agreed that was correct and put Bennett through. When Bennett was asked for his opinion on the thing, he said, Maria was right, and so was Nigel. I was the last man standing after the injury, but I was still the last man standing, and I will be at the end of the tournament.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think you will be. because Adam Cole faced Jay Lethal in the first quarter-final match and went through to the next round in the semi-finals. But Bennett is going to be facing this on the 17th of August, which is a week on Saturday. The Sicilian psychopath, Tommaso Ciampa. I think Project Ciampa may do something here, although Bennett versus Cole has a nice heel match to it. And that sounds good to me because it means it'll be more of a, I'm not sure who will go through. Yeah.
So basically, it's going to be Adam Cole versus either Tommaso Ciampa or Michael Bennett.
Exactly. On the other side, we don't know who's going to be in the semi-finals because these matches are also going to take place on Manhattan Mayhem 5 on Saturday, August 17th. Carl Anderson, the machine gun Carl Anderson, will be fresh off the G1 Climax tournament in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Which
you say fresh off.
Yeah, fresh off. It's an 8-day tournament.
Nap. You might catch a nap.
You might catch a nap on the flight over from Japan. Yeah. Where he will be facing unbreakable Michael Elgin. Now, as if it wasn't bad enough, he's just faced. I think his block is. I think Benjamin is the only other American in his block.
Maybe.
Shelton X Benjamin is his known Invader X in Japan. Part of Shinzuke with a whole host of talent, mainly Taka Michinoku, Lance Archer, and Davey Boy Smith Jr., aka those who recognize those names. Taka Michinoku, of course, famously in the movie for Kai and Tai.
Yes.
They are evil.
Yes.
Indeed. And Davey Boy Smith Jr. is D.H. Smith or Harry Smith.
Yes.
D.H. Hart. Was it D.H. Hart?
I think it was D.H. Smith. Obviously, if you guys don't remember him, he was also WWE for a short time.
He worked with Tyson Kidd in the Hart Dynasty.
Yes. Was released due to some performance violations. Nothing too stupidly major. Just a stupid mistake, which was done at the wrong time.
By the wrong person.
Yeah, so they had to get rid of him, but he's doing a good job.
In Japan, he's doing a very good job.
So,
and of course, Lance Archer will be mainly renowned for his TNA work as Lance Hoyt or Lance Rock.
And don't know who the fuck he is.
In WWE, he worked briefly with Kurt Hawkins as part of the Heat Seekers as Vance Archer, and he was on ECW where he played what he plays now, the American Psychopath, like an American Psycho for the new generation.
Yes,
it's an interesting tag team, very much. Them two are a tag team, by the way, Archer and Smith. They're actually, I believe, the tag team champions in the NWA.
Yeah,
the world tag team champions in NWA. I don't know what titles they were in Japan. I know the whole titles, but I can't find out a definitive answer on which ones.
Yeah.
However, so he's going to be just beaten the fuck out of. And then the match that's probably, I would suspect, going to be one of the main events in Ring of Honor for that night. Camp Roddy, Roderick Strong, a Ring of Honor original versus a Ring of Honor original as well in Mr. Wrestling Kevin Steen. Very hard-hitting match. I can already feel my chest hurting just from watching that match, dude.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was set up. The winner of them two matches will face each other in the finals. Boss, looking at how it stands now and knowing what we've now known, Adam Cole, of course, turned heel by defeating Mark Briscoe with the J Driller.
Yeah.
So he's a heel now. What are you going for the semi-finals? Who do you think is going to be the semi-final opponents?
I think it's good. I think we're going to get Michael Elgin versus Kevin Steen.
Okay.
And I think the finals are going to be Adam Cole and Michael Elgin.
I think I'm with you there as well. Bennett goes through against Cole for Cole. I
think Bennett will beat Ciampa.
Yeah, and then I think but thing for me is Cole versus Elgin works for me. Cole versus Steen works for me. Especially with that whole thing where you've got Kevin Steen versus Steve Corino still. That's still in people's minds. And as I always mention on this show, and I will continue to mention every time because it's true, Adam Cole is Steve Corino's favourite professional wrestler. Yeah. And he says it's not just because he's good looking. Yeah. He smells nice too, apparently. Yeah. I tell you that will work for me. I also think, for me personally, Bennett versus Elgin and Bennett versus Steel works as well for me. Any of those four as champion will work for me.
I'll tell you who I think is going to win the tournament.
You going Cole?
And Cole.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Cole and Elgin.
I think Elgin will get so close.
And then be taken away from him again.
Cole's going to have some heel maneuver.
Yeah. I think it may be the return of Steve Corino.
Especially, I'm not even going by the fact that Adam Cole signed a 5-year deal. I'm not going by the fact that Michael Elgin was the number one contender. I thought it was like number one contender, then this whole shit went down.
Yeah.
And all jazz. For me, purely on looking at the momentum, looking at how both are going, there's a lot of push.
Elgin was just right back. Elgin was getting pushed big as well, wasn't he? Yeah.
With Kevin Steen, I think it's, for me, the spark of me is going. They've only once in the history of the business have they ever given someone the championship twice.
Austin Aries, A-double.
Yeah.
And that was when Aries turned heel as well.
Yeah, so I think Cole is going to get all the way to the title in this one. Yeah, I think
Cole. I think maybe Elgin.
If Elgin wins, I'll be very happy.
I tell you what, either semi-final match is going to be, if we are correct in predicting, they're going to be two great matches.
Bennett would be a surprise if he got through. I don't think Bennett will, but if he did get all the way to the end, do you think Bennett
gets to the final? He's a dark horse?
If Bennett gets to the finals, he'll face Elgin.
Yeah, I don't think they'll put him against the team.
Yeah. And Elgin will end him.
You reckon that'd be like that's his exit match?
Yeah, and it would end with Maria trying to cause the thing. Yeah. Elgin would go, "Fuck your shit. It doesn't work."
yeah.
And then Elgin would win. Because I don't think they'll give Bennett a title, not as a punishment for injury. Shit happens.
Yeah.
But more, I can see if Bennett.
Well, Bennett's never actually tied down to where he wants to go. He's never said where he's going. And the rumor for the last year nearly has been that he's on his way to WWE. We've heard that for the last year. He's on his way to WWE.
So he's denied that so many times as well.
Fucking they all deny it. Briscoes have denied it, and Rigo came out and said that if it wasn't for Jay saying what he said on Ring of Honor on Twitter, he would have been signed.
Yeah.
He said it to Prince Devitt. Other news in Ring of Honor, just really quickly. New tag team champions. I know we announced this last week as new tag team champions, but during the time that we were off air, the American Wolves, Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards beat the Forever Hooligans on, I believe it was All-Star Extravaganza, which was the show that had most of the tournament that we ran through last week. To become ROH World Tag Team Champions. And I don't recall how many times this is. I will have a quick check now. But at Mayhem, at Manhattan Mayhem, sorry, I'm just getting distracted now by words.
This is why you researched before the show.
Shut up.
They
are two-time Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions.
This is their second. Yes?
This is their second reign. Yes.
Well,
They will face in Manhattan Mayhem 5 in New York City next Saturday, a week Saturday, like we said. They will face the former ROH World Tag Team Champions Red Dragon. Now, just because the Wolves already heard it once before does not mean that they don't like to swap titles.
Yeah.
Briscoes are 10-time World Tag Team Champions, and they swapped it a few times. So, as you can imagine, it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. But my money would be on the Wolves retaining it.
Yeah.
Because I think in the first place, no one expected Fish and O'Reilly to win.
To be honest with you, my personal opinion, I think we've got new tag team champions again.
You think they're going to swap it?
I think it's going to be another title
All
change.
right, okay. That's an interesting one, yeah. Also on the card
I think part of the problem is going to be is that this other tag team that you've got in, they have commitments in other places as well.
Yeah, the Forever Hooligans, which is Rocky Romero and Alex Kozlov.
So speaking as a smart,
I'm
thinking they'll take the titles. They'll give them the titles to say, you remember these guys can be a good tag team.
Yeah,
but then they'll take those titles back to say, well, we've got to be a tag, and then it'll start a bigger.
Yeah, the Rocky Romero, Alex Kozlov, the Forever Hooligans are currently the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So obviously they've got commitments there. What I like seeing here, though, if you look at it, and you've got the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, the Forever Hooligans. You've got a major player in New Japan Pro Wrestling in Machine Gun Carl Anderson. And they're both playing in Ring of Honor's play pit.
Yeah.
I like this because just recently, I believe it was Eddie was over in New Japan Wrestling, Eddie Edwards. This is the type of thing I like seeing between promotions in America and Japan is the swap of talent.
Yeah.
The talent, well, will you use him for a week? Can we use him for a couple of shows? It's nice. And it kind of gets me a little bit excited because this may mean that the real rock and roller, Prince Devitt, the leader of the fucking Bullet Club, and by far one of the top heels in Japan today and in the world today, could end up on Ring of Honor facing Kevin Steen or Roddy Strong or anyone like that. And I can just imagine it being an amazing thing. I'm a big fan of Prince Devitt. I'm really behind him. That was my hand, boss.
So that studio.
Yes. Also on the card, in a dream tag team match, the Forever Hooligans will take on Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks. Now that is going to be a nice flying match.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, that means nothing because obviously this is a kind of I'm trying to get into ROH, so it's a bit of a difference for me. But
and a rematch as well as the tournament matches we mentioned before: and Anderson Elgin, Steen Strong, and Kayampa Bennett. Silas Young will have a rematch against Adam Page, the man who he defeated along with QT Marshall to first get into the tournament to face Kayampa in his first place. And it'll be interesting to see how they do that. Also, scheduled to appear is the House of Truth with their TV champion, Matt Taven, who I suspect will have a title match defense.
Possibly.
And the CNC Wrestle Factory, Caprice Coleman and Cedric Alexander, along with Adrenaline Rush, ACH, and TD, Darius Thomas, as long as a special appearance by Prince Nana. Now, Prince Nana left Ring of Honor in a bit of a, he was thrown out, basically. But he recently threw up a YouTube video on Ring of Honor Wrestling their channel, which is ROH Wrestling, if you're looking for it, saying that he hasn't forgotten QT Marshall or JD Evans, his attorney.
Yeah.
And he's going to be bringing a big surprise with him. Now, Prince Nana brought the embassy into Ring of Honor, which brought the likes of the Crown Jewel, Jimmy Rave,
right,
Alex Shelley,
right,
and a big guy originally was Abyss when TNA would willingly do their Ring of Honor bit. Now he doesn't do that very much, but it's going to be interesting. And actually, he was the first person to bring Rhino into Ring of Honor as well as their hired gun. So it's interesting to see where that comes. Keep checking out. We'll be giving you upcoming in the next week or so. Well, hopefully next week we'll have the final card and as well as other little bits for you, as it's a live event next Saturday, as we mentioned. The doors open 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Tickets start at $20. There's still tickets available at the world famous now, or maybe infamous, at least in the world of professional wrestling, Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City, New York. If you're a wrestling fan, you know what the Hammerstein Ballroom is. There's lots and lots that went on in there. No, that's pretty much all I've got from Ring of Honor. Apart from, what's that? Every time I click on this, something new keeps happening. I just got caught off there. I believe it's Anderson Elgin 2 is what they're highlighting. It just caught me by a bit of a glimpse. That Dream Tag Team match was only announced today, by the way.
I think it's time for the next segment, do you?
I believe it may be as well.
Okay, in which case it's time for us to continue our quest to determine which was the better SummerSlams, the first 12 or the second 12, in this week's episode of You Gotta Watch! And this week we are looking at 2009, 2008, and 2007. Yeah, it's because my iPad has put them backwards.
You caught me there off by guard there, mate.
Yeah, no, it caught me off guard because it put them backwards for some reason. My apologies. So we start off with a review of SummerSlam 2007 with the tagline, "The party is over." It was...
That was Triple H on the front of it,
yes,
right?
It is.
Yeah.
The date was August 26, 2007. Sponsored by THQ. Attendance of 17,441 at the Continental Airlines Arena in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And just having a look at your... let's see if there's a dark match in this one. There was a dark match. It was Lightskin and Trevor Murdoch defeating Paul London and Brian Kendrick in a tag team match, unknown time.
Yes, following this was the kickoff of the show of King defeating Finlay in 848. Now, it says a singles match in here. I always thought it was a Belfast Brawl.
Oh, well, I can double check that, actually. Let's have a quick look. Wait a minute, that's just new. Preliminary matches. The first match I've aired was between Kane and Finlay. Kane controlled the opening minutes of the match before a variety of moves, including skips and Big Bird. No, it wasn't.
He hit him with a shady in the ribs.
No. Your second match of the night was then Intercontinental Champion Umaga defeating Carlito Cool.
That's not cool.
And Mr. Kennedy. A triple threat match that lasted 7 minutes and 23 seconds with Umaga retaining his title.
Yes, next up was the first of a couple of returns in this pay-per-view when the returning Rey Mysterio as the Silver Surfer at this pay-per-view, actually.
Yes, I remember that one.
Defeated Chavo Guerrero Heat in 12:05. A very good match, but the only problem was Rey Mysterio went in looking like the Silver Surfer. Chavo came out looking like the Silver Surfer. You may remember that as the body paint just kind of washed off onto Chavo.
Yeah. Your next match was a Divas Battle Royale, which featured Beth Phoenix, Michelle McCool, Tori Wilson, Melina, Mickey James, Jürgen Hall, Kelly Kelly, Kristen Marshall, Victoria, Layla, Maria, and Brooke.
Yes, by the looks of it, this was more of a... See, it says here that they were... It had an order of entrance and eliminations, announced as.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this was kind of more of a gauntlet. I can't actually remember the map itself.
It was the promotion Divas Battle Royal, but I think it's the order they came out to the match. But
must have been, yeah, that makes sense, of course.
I'll just double check though, because that's why that's why you have these things. Right, basically, so. It was pretty much all at the same time.
So it's just basically the order of what they came out in then.
Yeah, so it was...
That makes sense when it's Raw, SmackDown, ECW.
Yeah. It was ECW's Brooke eliminated first, followed by Raw's Maria, followed by ECW's Layla, followed by SmackDown's Victoria, followed by SmackDown's Crystal Marshall, followed by ECW's Kelly Kelly, followed by Raw's Jillian Hall, followed by Raw's Mickey James, following by Raw's Melina, followed by SmackDown's Tori Wilson, and finally, last eliminated was SmackDown's Michelle McCool.
Yes.
Making Beth Phoenix the winner, which was also
rightfully
to show her dominance.
Yes, it was the number one contender match as well. The winner would face Candice Michelle at the... I believe it was supposed to be the next pay-per-view, but it ended up being on Raw.
Yeah. As
it usually did with Divas back in there. Seeing new people bitch about the Divas division currently.
Up next.
John Morrison, the ECW
champion.
Thank you.
The shaman of sexy.
The guru of greatness.
Yeah.
The Maharaj of manhood.
The guy who spoke in the worst poetry in the world, I can say that.
From the Palace of Wisdom.
Yeah, dude, right, John, right, as a published author, when it comes to poetry, dude, don't give up the dick. Oh, sorry.
Defeated the best in... No, he wasn't the best in the world.
The straight
At
edge.
this point, he was the straightest superstar, and he wasn't the straightest society. This was the straight edge, hardcore, I'm going to kick you in your teeth superstar, CM Punk, in 704. That's right. The Divas Battle Royal got longer than the ECW Championship.
Up next was another return for this one. The battle to determine who was the true king. It was King Booker with
King Booker!
with Queen Charmel versus the King of Kings, the Game, Triple H.
Because if you remember, we all knew this was happening because he'd already said that Triple H was just going to return in like so many weeks.
Yeah.
And we worked it out that it was like going to be either SummerSlam or Raw.
Yeah.
And then like Jerry King Lawler got bullied.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden like the King of Kings came up and like Jerry King Lawler says, "See, your face Triple H! Yeah. Leave me alone!"
Yes.
Oh, this fucking
and Triple H took the win, 7 minutes and 56 seconds.
Oh, this fucking match.
I'm sorry. Look at the draw. You have to announce this one. I tell you what, I'll take this one. You can have the main event.
That's not fucking much better.
It is quite a bit better, to be honest. Your pre-main event match was for the World Heavyweight Championship, where the Great Khali, the current world champion with Rajin Singh, faced off against Dave Batista for the World Heavyweight Championship. Batista won, but alas, 'twas via disqualification.
Yes, Drax the Destroyer got a little bit ahead of himself.
Yeah. Therefore, the Great Khali walked out. Well, stumbled out as this.
Kind of swayed.
Yeah, as the World Heavyweight Champion.
It's gonna be weird when you don't walk. You kind of like waddle everywhere.
So the main event.
The main event in 2142, the WWE Championship was defended by John Cena against Randy Orton.
21 minutes and 42 seconds. Now, you might want to open up our
I thought we already had
documents. No, you silly boy.
I thought we
were that organised. Yes. So yeah, personally, I did not in any way, shape, or form like this pay-per-view.
I fucking hated this pay-per-view.
I think the only match I cared about was the Triple H one, because I wanted to see Triple H kill Booker T. Just because I was sick of this King Booker shit. Up next was SummerSlam 2008, which featured
this fucking pay-per-view.
Which featured at the very least a nice poster.
Maria,
you gotta see her. The tagline was the biggest blockbuster of the summer, with Ready to Roll by Jet Black Stare as its theme song. It was on August 17, 2008 with attendance of 12,480. The venue was Conseco Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yeah, I believe this is the final one before we made the permanent location to Los Angeles.
And your dark match of the night, believe it or not, was The Big Show defeating Bam Neely.
Those who don't remember...
I have a question. Who the fuck is Bam Neely?
As I was just about to say, but Boss, once again, has a question, so I shall answer him. Bam Neely was Chavo Guerrero's bodyguard. He was part of La Familia. Does that help? Shaved head, always wore a tank top.
Yeah.
And a shitty beard.
Yeah, I'm just having to look him up to just see a picture of him. Oh, yes.
Even the picture isn't fucking funny.
He's wrestled under the names of Hellfire, Hellraiser, Guts, Justin LaRoche, and Magnus Maximus.
Yeah, even his picture on his Wikipedia account
is blurry.
It's blurry. But they couldn't even use a screen cap from a TV show, apparently.
But anyway, like I said, that was another time limit with the Big Show picking up the win. Duh.
We kick off the pay-per-view.
Da-da.
Da-da. With Jeff Hardy being defeated by the most highest paid wrestler on the SmackDown roster, Montel Vontavious Porter, MVP!
Yeah.
In 10-12.
Just now. Nice.
T and an M.
Aren't you clever?
Yes. Look,
What's that?
Total Marco.
Sorry, we get distracted.
Yes, the next match.
It was Glamorella, which is Santina Morella. Santina Morella and Beth Phoenix.
Sexy.
Defeating Kofi Kingston and Mickie James.
SOS Hardcore Country.
It was an intergender tag team match for both the WWE Continental and WWE Women's Championship, where Kofi Kingston was the Continental, Mickie James was the Women's. With Santina Morella and Beth Phoenix winning, Santina Morella became the new Intercontinental Champion and Beth Phoenix became the new Women's Champion.
Yes, I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
Beth picked up the win, and Santino acted like he did. I actually enjoyed this match. And the next match was, oh, for fuck's sake, was the ECW Championship, where the champion Mark Henry, alongside the WWE Hall of Famer and former Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, was defeated via disqualification by Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
In 32 seconds.
How did that even just...
I think Tony pulled the referee out and punched him.
The third match, Hardy delivered a twist of fate to Henry, covered over the pinfall tip, but Henry's manager Tony Atlas pulled Hardy up the ring and assaulted him.
Ah, there you go.
Up next, it was the World Heavyweight Championship, where Punk defended the world title against John Bradshaw Layfield.
Dun dun dun.
Bum 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 bum.
Dun dun dun.
Bum 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 bum. Anyway, we can't be singing all this. We'll have to release an album.
Don't tempt them.
Yeah, 11 minutes and 52 seconds is all it took for CM Punk to dispatch of John Bradshaw Layfield and retain his first ever World Heavyweight Championship. No, I don't mean any World Championship. I mean the World Heavyweight Championship.
And in 10 minutes, the Great Khali, with Ranjan Singh, the Great Khali says, was defeated by your reigning, defending WWE Champion, Triple H.
And now we have two more matches.
Yep.
Because that wasn't the main event.
Of course it wasn't.
Up next, it was 40 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yes, this match.
Dave Bautista defeating John Cena in a singles match. Feel the hype! Feel the hype!
I don't want to.
And your main event?
Well, that was 14-10 in a match that me and Jizby at the time both turned around and went, well, that was better than we thought it was going to be.
I wouldn't know. I went and got food.
It was 40 minutes. So
that was my diva break.
And the main event in 26:41, 2 men entered, 1 man left. When The Undertaker returned to face Edge inside Hell in a Cell.
Personally, I wasn't a fan of this
Fucking
pay-per-view.
loved Hell in a Cell.
I wasn't a fan of this pay-per-view. There was some good matches.
Yeah, there's
2.
Maybe 3.
Yeah, so ultimately it was a bad pay-per-view for me.
7 matches. What was it? 7 matches in total. 3 good ones. It goes down as bad.
Yeah. And finally for this week, it's SummerSlam 2009 with the tagline, the biggest event of the summer. A poster which featured a number of superstars. This was on August 23rd, 2009 with attendance of 14,116 at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. And your opening match of the night, a dark match. Beth Phoenix won a 15 Diva Battle Royale. Last eliminating Kelly Kelly and Eve Torres. The other participants were Mickie James, Layla, Gail Kim, Alicia Fox, Jillian, Melina, and Rosa Mendez. Sorry, Rosa Mendez.
Hey, mamacita, looking good, Holmes.
Brie Bella, Nikki Bella, Kenny Lee, Natalia,
Natty, I love Natty.
and Maria.
Maria, you've got to see her. Hold on. Can we go through that list again? I've missed half of them.
Okay, Mickie James.
Hardcore Country.
Layla.
She's insatiable.
Gail Kim.
You met her.
Yeah, I did. I also meant Melina. But there you go. Alicia Fox.
Foxy!
Jillian.
Don't sing.
Melina.
How do I put this nicely? Batista!
Rosa Mendes.
Olé, mamacita!
Brie Bella.
Olé, mamacita! You nice, you hippie!
Nikki Bella.
You come off the right bitch.
Katie Lee.
Ooh.
Natalia.
I like Natty, she's cute.
And Maria.
Ooh, you've got to see her.
And that was an unknown time, but Beth Phoenix won.
Oh, look, Kelly and Skank was. I mean, Eve Torres was in it as well. Alright, we kicked this off with a fucking amazing match.
I agree.
Rey Mysterio defeated Dolph Ziggler in what really put me, this cemented Dolph Ziggler as a man to watch this match. This rivalry with Rey Mysterio was a really, this guy's a talent.
Yeah.
Intercontinental Championship match, 12-26. I mean, this is just an amazing match.
Up next, it was a singles match that lasted 6 minutes and 22 seconds. It was Montel Vontae's for the MVP.
I'm coming!
Owen versus Jack Swagger.
We?
No, not in 2009. This is 2009 Jack Swagger.
On your knees!
Yeah, there you go.
Probably says that now as well. Like,
The All-American.
No, he probably says on your knees now. His wife is a former porn star.
Not there's anything wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm just saying, he probably says it quite a bit.
Like I said, that was 6 minutes and 22 seconds.
In a match that was pretty much just like shit. Like, not bad shit, a good shit.
Yeah.
You know those ones that you go and you sit there.
It was possible.
Yeah, you sit there and you just go, whew, that was good. Oh, I didn't realise I needed that.
Up next.
Break the walls down!
It's the Big Show.
Jerry's show.
Yeah.
We actually did that in the wrong way, but when Chris Jericho and the Big Show, the reigning, undefending, unified WWE Tag Team Champions, unified, before someone sends in the complaint, defeated Crime Time,
Chaz Gaspard and JTG.
Yo.
Crime Time.
Pop a 40 and check your roadie. Yes, in 1942, because Crime Time had stolen their belts.
Yes.
Which I seem to remember them doing, I think, the year after as well. Or like a different pay-per-view with Legacy.
Up next, at 5 minutes and 36 seconds, it was Kane taking on the Great Khali.
Yeah.
And he won.
Yeah.
Yay! Although I didn't say that, I love getting food.
I just...
But yes. So yeah.
I remember that. I'm just checking what happened in that match. Yes, following this was the return of the Generation X.
After Legacy had kicked the shit out of Triple H on Raw, Raw said, maybe I need to make a phone call. And
he's like, I used to do this a lot. Maybe I could get Evolution back.
Yeah.
Or maybe I need to phone a few guys. Or maybe I just make one phone call.
Yeah.
And if you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. And then he couldn't find Sean because he wouldn't answer.
Until he found him working in a restaurant, cafe, really.
It was a canteen.
Diner.
Canteen.
Canteen.
It was a work block,
Class.
so it was a canteen, wasn't it?
Yeah, upper class.
Yeah.
Upper class. Yeah, dining kind of thing. And cafeteria, sorry. And, Michael Higginbottom was fired.
Yeah, because he was using an alias.
Yeah. He's using the alias of Michael Higginbottom. You never think to find Shawn Michaels under the name Michael. Kind of a douchebag called Michael Higginbottom.
Higginbottom.
But he gets fired, so he kicks his manager, and then he kicks that little girl. Fucking bitch, he deserved it.
Because they take the tots were cold.
Fuck your tater tots!
Yes.
There are kids that have pure that don't have tater tots.
The DX enter, and they make quite the entrance with a tank, a helicopter, and a bunch of soldiers, and a bunch of pyro.
Yeah.
And then they face Legacy in quite a good match.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase Jr.
Yes, in 2002.
Next is an 8-second match for the ACW Championship where Christian defeated William Regal with Vladimir Kozlov of the WWE and Ezekiel Jackson.
This here's what you call domination.
Christian was able to defend his ECW title against William Regal with Vladimir Kozlov and Ezekiel Jackson in his corner in 8 seconds.
This fucking match. What happened was Zeke and Kozlov are getting down from the ring.
Yeah.
The referee rings the bell. Christian takes advantage of the fact that Rico's removing his coat, his ring coat. Hooks his arms, hits the kill switch, or the impregnator, whatever you want to call it. Pins him. I was fucking fuming.
The next match, Geek.
Oh, for fuck, why'd you keep doing this to me?
Okay, I'll take this one. You can have the main event. Up next was a 20-minute and 44-second match for the WWE Championship. It was Randy Orton, the Legend Killer, defending his title against John Cena. And the winner was Randy Orton, who walked out with the WWE Championship over his shoulder.
I believe this was the beginning of the Age of Orton. I may be wrong. No, actually, that's the year before was the Age of Orton. This was continuation of the Age of Orton.
And the main event, Geek.
The main event was a TLC match that featured the WWE's World Heavyweight Champion, Jeff Hardy, facing off against the Straight Edge Savior and the Second City Saint, CM Punk. Where CM Punk retained after he was able to get back up and climb the ladder after Jeff Hardy drove both the bodies through the announce table from a, must have been 20-foot ladder.
Yeah.
From some sides. The main thing about this is not that CM Punk went on to hold his second World Championship and that he was this was his third, wasn't it? No,
it might have been
third. Sorry.
Yeah, because he cashed in. Because
this was his cash in and he lost the match.
Yeah, to Jeff Hardy again. They faced off again,
and then, this was the one that
Yeah, I think because he defeated Jeff Hardy, and then the rematch was where Jeff Hardy lost, and then ended up being his ass kicked out of.
Well, this is where he left the WWE. Jeff Hardy never saw him again after this, apart from I think SmackDown, which was the rematch of the in question.
Yeah, when he had the cage
match. CM Punk. The main important thing about this though was the return of the Undertaker.
Yes.
Punk's there, belt over hand, looking dead happy with himself. Dong.
Yeah.
Black goes out, lights go out. All of a sudden, Punk's looking at the stage, everyone's looking at the stage. Dong. Now, where Jeff Hardy's broken body was on the floor, now is the dead man.
Yeah.
He has risen again. Punk looks happy with himself because he doesn't realise who he is. Looks down. Oh my God, he's got me by the throat.
Yeah.
And this is the beginning of their very good feud.
Out of 8 matches,
yes,
not including the dark match,
yes,
I enjoyed 4 of them. So half of them.
1, 2, 3. I got 3.
See, I enjoyed the tag team match as well. The tag team title match.
It doesn't nothing stands out for me as remembering it. So
ultimately, this is like bad borderlining because it had spots.
I'm gonna go borderline. I'm gonna borderline it bad though.
Yeah.
Because I'm 3, you're 4.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna borderline it bad.
Which means that next week will be 2010, 2011, and 2012.
Now I'm looking at the file in front of me.
And it's not. It doesn't look good.
It is currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 good for the previous 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 good so far. So it's looking like it's going to be the first 12 were best because it's going to end up 7 to 8 if the next 3 were all good in our opinion. So it looks like we can say now that the first 12 were better than the
there's some borderlines as well.
Yeah, well, there's one borderline.
We'll cover it all next week.
Yeah,
next week is the finale.
Yeah, we'll cover it on that. I was just having a quick look. That's all.
Gosh.
Please don't.
Okay, I'll hit myself.
Right, I believe, boss, we have some fine corner questions.
What the fuck?
I don't know. My voice went really high.
Yeah, we've got 3 things for the hashtag fan corner here, corner Tumblr. So let's get on with it. Plus, we have a question from a friend of mine as well, which
I've just been sent a message via a friend as well. So
nice. Okay, I'll start from the top here. Was listening to your SummerSlam review and you said the WWE tag titles were introduced in 2003. I choose 2002. Jacob Gimspeed. We all make mistakes. Number 2. Has Eric really been to WrestleMania, met all the wrestlers he claims?
Yes, Eric Van JJ has been to WrestleMania 28. If you look at our Tumblr page, there's a picture of him at WrestleMania, outside of WrestleMania with the arena, with a total marker sign.
Yeah, it should be there. And I think I left his stuff on the Meet the Marks page somewhere. alumni kind of thing. Yeah, I have to do with totalmarkout.com and meet the marks. And let's quickly double check this. We're on our own website. No, I must have get. Oh no, I've saved them somewhere else. That's what I've saved the pictures on the thing, but it'll be in the archives because it was posted onto our actual thing. So it's in the archives.
I am not sure it was, but okay.
It was. Are you sure?
Okay.
And if not, I'll repost them. In fact, I can post them as an answer to this question.
And yes, he has met all the wrestlers he claims to have met. He's either met them at official signings or he's met a couple behind the shows. And of course, he did go to Access.
He did.
He had like 3 days of Access, I think. So he has met quite a few of them.
Well, there you go. Question answered. And have you guys seen every WWE pay-per-view? For me, no.
I think just about. I may be missing. I don't own them, but I've seen just about all of them. I think I'm missing some of the early 80 ones, the first ones.
What about the In Your Houses?
I've seen them all.
You seen them all? All right.
I watched them all as it happened.
All right, so those ones. Now, a question I received from one of mine wanted to know. This actually did involve Mini Funk, but we'll probably answer a fuller question when Mini Funk is here. But kind of rephrasing the question would be, if you and I, Geek, were going to be WWE World Champion and you had to book it, which one of us would you book as the recharge, which one is World Heavyweight? And it just so happens that we agree on the answer.
Yes, we do.
And the answer is...
I would be the WWE champion, you'd be the World Heavyweight.
The reasons being that WWE is kind of the focal point of the WWE. It's your big story, it's your big attention, media grabbing, and where your World Heavyweight Championship is your workhorse, and out in different styles, I'm of the, I wouldn't say that I work, it's not work harder, but it's like I will work with the other people, have all the matches, whereas Geek can really tell a good story. He's a big guy. He could be the monster, he could be the friendly giant. It could work either way. He's a big guy and he could make it work.
Yes.
So the message you received, my friend?
Was asking our view on the... sorry for a minute, I had a little bit of a gap there.
Yeah.
Was asking our view on the limited edition WWE 2K14 that they've released, which of course is the Phenom Collection. For those that don't know...
It makes me incredibly tempted to pre-order.
It really does, doesn't it?
Yeah, as whilst Geek is looking at the page, basically what we're saying is the 2K14 pre-order is a special Phenom pack which includes some very special content involving The Undertaker. So
yes.
Geek, what content would that be? Now
this is available for both Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. The content is a special steel coffin case for the game.
Yep.
Which features the Undertaker's logo and some purple smoke. A copy of WWE 2K14. There we go. A collectible art card of the Undertaker, personally autographed by the Undertaker. The in-ring entrance for the American Badass. The in-ring character of the American Badass. Exclusive Undertaker themed controller skin, so a skin to apply to your controller to make it 2K14 Undertaker. The Streak Disc 1 on Blu-ray or DVD. And access to the W2K14 global pre-order offer of the Ultimate Warrior on playable character.
And of course, the actual game itself.
Yes. Now, you have no idea how excited I got when I saw this.
American price is currently set at $99.99
on the WWE website.
Yes. He's going to have a quick look for it, and again, whilst he's having a quick search for it, again, I don't pre-order games. I've never in my life pre-ordered a game.
I have.
And even I'm kind of thinking that this would be something cool to possibly pre-order. But at the end of the day, it's I don't think I will, but I'm sorely fucking tempted.
Doesn't appear that you can get it anywhere but WWE.com.
There might be some special stores who will get a deal.
Game usually do that sort of thing. They did the Austin one last year. So I'll have a quick look in game.
Geek's doing some more research.
Basically, this for me is like You want me to get a special edition? That is the right person to put on the fucker.
Just remind everyone that if you want us to answer a question on the show, head over to totalmarkout.com and hit the button. Hit the button known as #FanCorner.
It is available on Game in the UK. It is Game exclusive, so don't expect it anywhere else.
Okay.
For £60 for, I believe I'm currently on the Xbox edition.
Yeah, so that's basically $59.99, which is roughly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's definitely a decent, exclusive content. They've really got.
It's the same price for PlayStation 3 as well.
Yeah, so that's the $59.99 UK. Which it's not unusual. According to my converter here, £59.99 is $93.10.
So it's only a little bit cheaper.
So pretty much, a little bit cheaper for the UK.
Also, speaking of the game, actually just announced this week.
Yeah.
Not just was the American Badass character was announced, but a confirmation of another character from Mount Blanc itself, on the top of the Alps. The wrestling god confirmed that he will be in WWE 2K14. For now, he's not just a wrestling god. He is what he says that he is, and he is a video game god.
And quite frankly, that's just fucking awesome.
Yes, you can get JBL in this year's edition. Along with Mountain Badass, Macho Man Randy Savage, The Ultimate Warrior if you pre-order, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, and Ryback. I believe they are all your confirmed roster so far. I would expect the roster to be announced next week.
Yeah.
Because it's usually at SummerSlam Access they do it, so I expect a week Sundays with a full roster.
One thing as we talk about releases, another new release you may not have heard about. Caitlin's got a new T-shirt out, which makes
you may have seen it on Raw.
The second diva recently to get her own shirt.
There are two variations. A male's one, it simply has Caitlyn with the 8th spelled as K8LYN on the back, with the 8th militia. That's a little gang that she calls everyone. Yeah. Or on the female one, which is the one that you saw Caitlyn wear on Monday Night Raw, is a picture of a unicorn on the front, with 8th militia on it, and on the back, it's not the girl in the fight, it's the fight in the girl, Caitlyn. It's a very nice T-shirt, I have to say.
Absolutely.
Both editions are quite nice. Also, though, Biggie Langston did say that you can, of course, Caitlyn would have a homicidal animal with a weapon on the front of it. Proof that Caitlyn, #proof Caitlyn is a thug.
Yeah, well, I thought it was worth mentioning because, again, obviously, AJ Lee recently got her T-shirt, and now Caitlyn is focusing.
Yeah, it's the first time two divas have had a T-shirt out at the same time since, I believe, Trish and Lita, and because even Stephanie didn't have hers released at the time.
Well, that's pretty much all for this week.
Yeah, I believe that's all. I've got nothing else to say.
Absolutely. So basically, next week we'll be concluding the SummerSlam look back.
We'll be having a look at the last Raw and last week of TV going into SummerSlam.
Yeah, we'll get to actually have a big review of the SummerSlam card, and we'll give you our predictions of who's going to be walking out as winners from that pay-per-view. I have to say, CM Punk and Brock Lesnar could only get bigger. Absolutely.
The hype for, we'll continue giving you the details on the Ring of Honor, Manhattan Mayhem 5, as well as the Ring of Honor World title.
Of course, I look forward to seeing who will step up as the next challenger for Bo Dallas's NXT Championship. You'll get it could be Sami Zayn. Yep. It might even be Lila Kruger, but Lila Kruger might continue his quest.
We'll see. As well as that, we'll have Paige versus Summer Rae and Xavier Woods, Corey Graves, Adrian Neville versus The Shield.
It could be a fantastic show. Of course, like I said, send in your questions to totalmarkout.com or leave them as a comment to this post, whether you're on YouTube, Tumblr, or Facebook. Really doesn't matter. Just leave your comment and we'll get to them. By the way, just to remind you guys, yes, there are time signatures in the descriptions. And they'll be there in every episode that we do. So that's for your convenience. So, from the Geek King, bye. From myself, the pedantic prick, Steve Jones 213, it's goodbye. And remember, you can follow us on Twitter as well. But
you know all that shit.
You know all that shit. It's in the credits. You should watch it because we've got a cool theme song. Just watch the credits. It's really cool. So it's by Gary Crockett. Nice kid.
He's a good kid.
But anyway, enough from us. For we have chicken and chips to get to.
We do.
Geek, take us out.
We said goodbye. We said who we are. All that's left to say is this has been Total Markout. Marks Ow!